A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Villanova men's basketball coach Jay Wright announces his retirement. After 21 seasons as the head coach of the Villanova Wildcats, Jay Wright has decided to retire from coaching.
He will be the third Hall of Fame coach to step down in the past 2 years. For Dems, Kyle Neptune will take his place.
The impromptu team meeting was arranged by Wright, who was a Fordham assistant before coming to Villanova. Despite being near 60 years old, Wright still has plenty of time to retire.
Jay Wright was a head coach at Villanova for 21 seasons. Jay Wright is retiring after a successful 21-year tenure as the head coach of the Villanova men's basketball team.
He has a 520-197 overall record, a winning percentage of .725, and was named Big East Coach of the Year 6 times. He was named Naismith Coach of the Year twice, in 2006 and 2016.
He will be succeeded by Fordham's Kyle Neptune, who won the CC coaching job at Villanova, was on the staff of the 2009 NCAA Tournament Championship team.
In 2008, he became video coordinator at Villanova. In 2010, he returned as an assistant coach, and worked as an assistant for the next 8 years.
Wright was also an assistant coach at Niagara for 3 seasons. Jay Wright is currently the special assistant to the university's president, a post he held for 2 seasons.
Despite his age and advanced age, Wright is one of the most successful coaches in Villanova history. He has led the Wildcats to 2 national championships and 6 Final Four appearances.
The school has won 20 NCAA tournaments under Wright, including 5 straight seasons. Wright is the winningest coach in Wildcat history and is in the running for the Associated Press Men's College Basketball Coach of the Decade Award.
After retirement, Jay Wright will retire as a member of the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. He was also inducted into the NCAA Hall of Fame in 2011.
After the 2010-11 season, the Wildcats suffered a rough patch. The loss of 3 seniors posed a tough challenge for the young team.
However, Wright's freshmen and sophomores helped rebuild Villanova's respectability. Villanova finished 13-19 during the 2007-08 season and was seeded 12 in the NCAA tournament.
In the next 2 seasons, the Wildcats upset Newfiv, Clemson and No.
3 Syracuse to advance to the NCAA tournament. Then, they lost to the Kansas Jayhawks in the second round of the Big East tournament.
On the other hand, Jay Wright announced his retirement on Wednesday after a long career at the college level. In addition to winning 2 NCAA championships, Wright led the Wildcats to their 4th Final Four appearance in the 2022 March Madness tournament.
He has been inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame as a coach in 2016 and was named a Naismith Coach of the Year in 2006 and 2016. In addition, Wright has coached 16 NBA players, including Chris Paul and John Wall.
He is the winningest coach in Wildcats history. Jay Wright is the winningest coach in Villanova Wildcats history with a record of 150-57.
He was hired in 2001 after working as an assistant coach at Hofstra. After 3 mediocre seasons, Wright guided Villanova to a 24-8 record in 2004-05.
In 2005, the Wildcats won their first Big East regular season title and reached the Elite 8. In 2009, they reached the Final Four.
The Villanova Wildcats have won 8 Big East regular season titles and 5 conference tournaments under Wright. Wright has developed several NBA players, including the Dallas Mavericks guard Jalen Brunson and the Phoenix Suns wing Mikal Bridges.
Wright also won the 2016 NCAA tournament with Villanova. However, the team's recent success has led to a rocky post-Wright era.
In addition to his success in the Big East, Wright is the winningest coach in Villanova history. He has led the Wildcats to 3 NCAA national titles, 2 of which were their first.
Wright has also led them to 4 NCAA Final Four appearances, 2 of which were a rematch of Wright's legendary 1984-85 season. He was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame on Sept.
11, 2021. He will also be involved in education, advising, and fundraising.
In 2007-08, Wright's first season as head coach, the Wildcats won their second national title under Wright. They defeated Michigan in the national championship game and then dominated Kansas in the semifinal.
The Big Five never faded in Philadelphia, thanks to Wright's program. A great coach has a knack for developing superstars and making his team popular with its rivals.
In 2009–2010, Wright's Wildcats received national coaching honors and the Naismith Award and the Big East Coach of the Year for his work. Despite replacing 3 starters, the team reached the NCAA tournament for the third time in 4 years, with a seeded 9th.
Unfortunately, they lost to eventual champion Florida in the second round. Wright is the winningest coach in Villanova Wildcats history.
He is the third Hall of Fame basketball coach to retire in the last 2 years. Villanova men's basketball coach Jay Wright announced his retirement on Wednesday.
The 57-year-old took over the Wildcats in 2001 after 7 seasons at Hofstra. Under his leadership, Villanova reached 4 Final Fours and won 2 national championships.
Wright finished his tenure at Villanova with a 642-282 record. His teams won 7 conference tournament titles and 2 national titles.
Wright was the final coach at Villanova when the Wildcats lost to Kansas in the Final Four last season. Wright began his coaching career at Division III's University of Rochester.
After graduating, he served as an assistant coach at Villanova under Rollie Massimino. The two eventually moved to UNLV, where he led the Wolfpack to the NCAA tournament.
Wright was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2021. He has been coaching in the sport since 1984 and is widely regarded as a mentor to future coaches.
Despite his apparent retirement from the coaching ranks, the NBA has shown significant interest in Wright. Although he does not believe that the NBA holds much appeal for him, he'll likely be involved in television.
He'll be coveted by all networks covering the game. A television show or 2 is likely to follow.
The Hall of Fame basketball coach will be a major name in the world of sports television. Jay Wright has shared his frustrations about the major changes in the sport.
While he's not against the transfer portal, he says he's frustrated with the way recruiting works in this day and age. Additionally, he's been burned out by the grind of the job.
Jay Wright's retirement is a reminder that while we're lucky enough to have great coaches like these, we should cherish them. Villanova's storied run ended Wednesday.
Jay Wright announced his retirement on Wednesday. The Hall of Fame induction ceremony will take place on September 11, 2021.
Wright also served as a vice president and director of athletics for the university. The announcement is expected to be made public later this evening.
The news is a bittersweet end to a remarkable career. He will be replaced by Fordham's Kyle Neptune.
The news came as a shock to many, as Wright was a familiar face in the Villanova program. In addition to being an assistant coach at Villanova, Neptune played at nearby Lehigh and is also familiar with the program's defensive style.
While he may not be the first choice of Villanova fans, Neptune should have the right tools to keep the Wildcats in the upper echelons of men's college basketball. The AP has named Neptune the 2020 National Coach of the Decade, and Neptune has experience coaching at the collegiate level.
He was an assistant coach for Jay Wright at Villanova in 2009 and 2010, and later became an assistant coach at Niagara before returning to the Big East School in 2013. Neptune's introductory press conference will be held on Feb.
21. The decision to replace Wright comes after an evaluation process by AP.
While Wright was at Villanova, Neptune is an excellent choice. Fordham's program is in desperate need of a coach to replace the retiring Jay Wright.
Kyle Neptune's success will help Villanova's overall success. With his 10-year track record of success, Neptune should have little trouble finding a new head coach.
Upon completion of his 21st season as Villanova's head coach, Jay Wright announced his retirement. He won 2 national championships while coaching the Wildcats and is expected to remain involved in educational and fundraising efforts.
Neptune, who previously served as Wright's assistant at Fordham, is the man the Wildcats will hire to replace him. Wright was an assistant coach at Villanova from 1981 to 2002 before becoming the head coach of the Wildcats in 2001.
After graduating from college, Wright took an assistant coaching position at Drexel. He then moved on to Hofstra and then went on to coach the school's basketball program for 7 seasons.
Wright had an impressive 122-85 record while at Hofstra and was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2021. Neptune was Wright's assistant from 2008 to 2010.
After leaving Hofstra, he spent 3 seasons at Niagara before rejoining Villanova as the head coach. After serving a season at Fordham, he returned to Villanova and coached the program from 2013–21.
During his 20-year tenure at Villanova, Wright won 2 national titles and 4 Final Four appearances. He also received 2 Naismith Coach of the Year awards.
His record at the school has been impressive. Neptune was a special assistant to the president and was credited with making the Wildcats to 4 NCAA tournaments. However, Neptune was not immediately successful in his final season, and Wright is expected to be replaced by a new coach soon.